Ich spreche nicht so gut Deutsch, aber ich spreche Englisch und Französisch und Italienisch. I love working in Germany. You have to put a lot of heart into this work. It's important the patient feels good. My name is Marina. I am 42 years old and I have been born in Brașov. Brașov is a very interesting city. The German name for Brașov is Kronstadt. It is a city full of history and culture, and we have everything one could wish for. I have family in Romania. My father, my sister, my brother, and my daughter. Yes, there is no work in Romania, or at least it is very bad paid. I like taking care of old people because I find this work has to be done. Before I work in an architectural office, I did technical drawings. Actually, I like to go in the theater and the opera, but here mostly I spend the time in front of the computer. I love to Skype. I stay as long as I can with the old people. I only have the money from here, from Germany. I stay with them until they die, until the end. 1,500 euro per month. But no German will do that, never in their life. Of course, if there was work in Romania, I will still be there. But if there is no work, you have to go and search for it, no? At the beginning, when I came here, in the first month I found it very beautiful, you know? I felt like in holiday, with this beautiful terrace. I go as often as I can on the terrace. The patient was nice. In the second month was much difficult, so much difficult. I had such a homesickness. Later in the third month, I couldn't sleep. And sometimes in the night, my heart was beating very, very fast. I was counting the days until they were over. Yes, yes, you really count the minutes. And it went on and on and on, and the longing. I live here in such a box, you know, where there is the space only for a little bed, for a cupboard, and for a little table. And I have to be here. The point is not to disturb the patient with your problems. Yeah. But sometimes, because you are also only human, sometimes you don't feel good or you have a headache or something. But you know, he must not know it. I miss my clothes, my jewelry at home, my shoes also. Simply all. I know a lot of people who work like me, in Italy, in Spain, all over. Romania is a very poor country, so they do it for a better life, of course. There are lots of people who leave Romania to go to work abroad. I think around 2 million. Even my daughter, she wants to go abroad. To Canada or wherever.
Ce faci? Haide, îi arăți mami ce ai cântat. Haide.
Even the youngest, they want to go. She asked, "Mama, when do you come back home?" "Sabina, what do you want me to do? What can I do?" The fact is, I am here to help her. I mean, with the money that she can study, that she can do anything. When I was young, my parents couldn't let me to study. My father said I had to go and work. We needed the money. I have such a good daughter, so intelligent. I am happy because soon, in 2 weeks, it's her birthday. She will be 11 years old. Each of us will find ourselves in a similar situation one day. And I would like to meet someone who gives me this kind of support. You know? It's not just about getting the job done. It's about doing it with commitment and care. Exactly like I would do for my mother or my grandmother. We laugh together. We have good time together. I don't let him to get sad. Just like a child, you know? And when I put the patient in the bed, he sings, he plays harmonica. Once I was away for 4 days, and when I came back, the doctor said her Peter had not eaten for 4 days. I don't know why. 4 days. I thought maybe her Peter, it's not anymore. Maybe he died. That was a terrible moment. Later I have seen he was having green marks on him. Why? It's always just the men, for example, elderly men. They just want to touch a bit. Yes, of course, on the butt, touching the breasts, nothing bad. Maybe they are thinking bad things, but they can't do nothing. So I just quickly take his hand and let him touch a little bit. So nothing bad. Before working here, I have taken care of Frau Rossi for 2 years. 82 years exactly. 5 years in bed, bedbound. At the beginning, I just cried. Yeah, because I didn't know the tricks. For example, how to change the diapers. And because she was a 100-kilo lady, and I didn't manage to change her. I just stood there in the room and just cried. I was so... At that time, I was swapping with Angelica, a Polish woman from Stettin. So each month for 4 weeks, because that was also 24 hours job. Yes. So always we were coming with this kind of little van, driving full of women, yeah. There were phases when we thought she was going to die, so totally lifeless. Sometimes she didn't want to drink at all, even though she was on the verge of drying out. And then I had really totally, to force her, to eat and to drink. She always recovered. The nights were interrupted. I didn't count how often she was calling me. She had a button, like a kind of baby phone. Sometimes to change her when her pampers was full, or just to talk. If it is to be honest, I am someone that feels easily disgusted. I have never told to anyone because I feel ashamed. I am terrified by this. I am terrified to open the pampers and so the woman, she was having cancer of the intestine and the part has gone. And she had almost all the time diarrhea. And so the mornings, they were awful. Everything happened in the bed. I had to start at 6 o'clock. What does it mean to start? I was already there. So, when I opened the door to her room, it already stank. The whole room was stinking terribly. And I was simply terrified to open the sheets because sometimes it was until here. And then washing in bed. Everything has to be done in a rush because everything must be, the medication must be given on time, the breakfast has to be done, the bed has to be cleaned by then. And she just sat there with her hair brushed and her nail polished. And I was totally exhausted. I asked myself, why am I doing this? But no. I must tell you, I am thankful. I am thankful because I don't give up. Because I don't say no, I cannot do that. It's getting better. There are women, they say, well, yes, it has to be done. I say that too. It doesn't mean that it's not affecting me. The first time I made her more dirty than clean. I used too much kitchen paper, as I had to save, because of course I was allowed to use only a certain amount of paper, as it all cost money. Then I protested. I said no to Frau Rossi's daughter. I said, then you have to do it. You sell yourself. It's true. We accept the work. But the Germans don't like us. Many feel like slaves in the houses. I have lived in Frau Rossi's flat for 2 years. And I was really tight to this house because I did also the home care. It wasn't just care. You have to care and cook and shop and clean. To add, it was her husband. Well, yes, he didn't need looking after, but he couldn't move easily. I told them that. I told them that I'm actually cooking for 2 persons, that I'm cleaning up and washing. And the answer was, why? You are doing this anyway, it's just 2 more potatoes. They controlled the fridge, what I shopped. The receipts were checked anyway. That was so humiliating. Let me tell you something. The 2 old ones, Frau Rosie and her husband, they were from Ostpreußen. And he had his secrets, which he let out at some point. He was an armed soldier, SS soldier, a full-blooded Nazi. And he hated Poland and all the East. One day Angelica came to me and she said, Marina, he hates me. So, at some point, he said a sentence which made Angelica furious. She freaked out. So she asked if she can have a TV for her room. And his answer was that she should be happy with what she gets, as in the past the Polish would have slept in the pigs' stalls. And now, when I think back, then I blame myself. Why didn't I do something? Why didn't I say something? Why didn't I demand from this man, this old man, an apology for such words? These insults. Well, a Nazi, I suppose. It's not always like that. You meet people who treat care workers like that, but many are thankful. Last year, Frau Rosie died. You need so much strength. All these differences in status. You don't have to go down on your knees begging. No one asked that of you. But this humiliation, or this you are Romanian, you are Polish or Russian, or this, all this talking about nationality, or this, you can do this for this price because we are the masters. I don't know. We are all human, aren't we? They think differently. But I still try to do my job honestly. That is all that counts for me. Herr Peter has a daughter, but she is always working. Even now she had been at work. I'm waiting for her. She is coming soon and then I can go. Herr Peter often said, my daughter has no time. Then I ask, and now you are upset? Look at me. My family is also not here in Germany. And I am helping you, and you are helping me. So I leave today. from Hanover to Brasov by bus. 2 days and a night. So I will be in Brasov tomorrow night at 11. It is very far. You should check the map. 2,000 kilometers. The firm is paying the transport. The whole time I was terrified her pet will die. Now I have to find another job, but still here. I have seen German people, they go off to Australia. Young people. To Australia or to the United States, yes. And we come from east to Germany. And this is how the European Union is like now. The Ukrainians go to Poland, and people from Moldavia go in Romania. And that is now the world. And the old people, they don't understand anything. What is this? What's going on?
The light entangled in your hair, the turning of the tide. Far, far away, the past dissolved into thin air, the future swept aside. Far, far away, but until we leave again, we hold on to the rousing wind passing through. But until we leave again, this house will be a home for me, for you.
Kennst du den mit dem goldenen Fisch?
Nein, erzähl.
Also ein Polizist, der sieht einen goldenen Fisch. Und der Fisch sagt, wenn du mich jetzt freilässt, dann darfst du dir was wünschen. Bitte lass mich ins Wasser zurück und dann dein Wunsch wird in Erfüllung gehen. Was wünschst du dir? Ja, der Polizist überlegt und überlegt und nach einer Weile sagt er, zeig mir deinen Führerschein, deinen Ausweis und deine Fahrzeugpapiere. Der will ja nichts für sich, nicht? Der will ja keine Villa oder sowas oder eine hübsche Freundin oder so.
Warum habe ich nicht den Fisch gefunden? Ich wüsste, was ich mir wünschen würde.
Und was würdest du dir wünschen?